I'm Will.
I'm Kristen.
I'm tired.
Me too. I'm exhausted. It's Wednesday night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sleepy.
Actually, on that note, we are unfortunately going to be late with the last 4 episodes.
Yes.
I am going to be out of town procuring a new friend and roommate to join the circle. So
I actually think the finale is the week following. So I think we might be able to do the finale live.
We'll be late with the next batch.
Yeah.
So get it to you when you get it. So, okay. This show is very silly.
Correct.
Well, I think my favorite thing is how it balances the stakes, because the people in the show and the editing and everything treats it so serious. Yeah. Like it is life and death. Like we were talking about, like Jack was straight crying like a week ago.
For sure.
Or
he knew he fucked up. Yeah. He knew immediately how bad he fucked up with that makeup.
But sort of without fail, every time that they meet one of the other people, they're just overjoyed.
Yeah.
It's just such camaraderie. Yeah. Like, and I think deep down, like, you get in it, but I mean, I can't stress enough how you are isolated.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have, it's not like they're surfing the internet and watching TV and shit. They're bouncing bouncy balls and doing puzzles.
They're doing so much crafts. Not one of them has finished that puzzle, and it looks pretty easy. They're all drawing drawings of each other, which is really fun. I laughed my absolute ass off when they were asking the like anonymous questions and someone asked Emily the favorite makeup brands. I don't remember what the first one was, but
I don't know if Laneige makes makeup.
Other favorites include Maybelline.
I've heard that. That's a makeup. I think. Collection Co.
And then he said Collection Co. Which he just straight made up.
No, I mean, I'm sure one of those things said the collection, like it was part of a collection, but it's just sort of like he was not reading the brand name part of it. Yeah, that was I think they did that last season. It was Talk to the, or Don't At Me.
Yeah.
And it was funny. They don't fuck around in that because they came to play.
They did.
Well, with Trevor.
Yeah.
River. I didn't remember that was River.
Yeah.
I get confused sometimes because not only are there so many catfish, but also so frequently they'll show the person who the message is for reading it. Yeah. And that's where I get thrown. I'm like, wait a minute, who? But Delisha is Trevor. So who did she ask that to? But no. So they figured out, Kat figured out that Lance Bass was not Lance Bass.
Yeah. Although her logic is faulty.
Yeah. But her conclusion was correct.
Her conclusion is correct, but her idea of outing him was, I saw you in a tour 20 years ago or some shit.
Well, I did point, that was like 2 episodes ago, but I did point out that I was like, tours would have been costumes. Sure. And I mean, it's not, of course they change costumes sometimes, but a tour costume you would probably have slight intimate knowledge of, as would you most likely be able to do your own makeup if you were a gay boy band member.
Yeah.
What was the Kat and Chloe had a conversation, and I was having a hard time following the tone of that. Why did Kat feel like she had such an upper hand on Chloe?
I think she thinks she did something more nefarious than she did. That's
a common occurrence on this show.
She just was like, I got to get her on my team. And then Chloe was immediately like, well, you're being nice to me, so sure. And it was like not really, it was not as serious as Kat was treating it, I don't think. Unless she's like in it to like screw Chloe over, but it didn't seem like that either.
She'll chop her ass off the block or something, but not.
Michelle Buteau was not having that.
But I was going to talk about when we were catfishing, because you made a comment about River/Lee catfishing. And he is in that he's not the picture that he presented, but I don't consider that deceptive the way I would consider what Jack or Delisa are doing.
Okay.
They are deceiving in that. And sure, it's all part of the game. Everybody signed up for this, but they are actually trying to deceive people with their feelings.
Sure.
And Lee is only pretending to be a different shape of human and age.
Sure. I get that for sure. Delisa has some peace to make with herself and her maker.
No, she riddled it out.
She did, but then
she threw her daughter on the line.
She really did. Why would I lie about being a single father? I don't know, girl. Why would you?
Yeah. We also had. I do like Lee. He's very funny at Lee/River.
Yeah.
And I think it's funny how lame so much of the stuff sounds coming out of his mouth.
Yeah.
But it translates.
It does.
The other people are buying it. They're eating it up with a spoon via the text. So when he invited Kourtney and Khloé to the Kardashian chat with a C, and he really was for that. He was like, we're going to make this happen. And I mean, they went along with it, but
yeah.
I'm trying to think. So there was no
influencers this time. I kind of prefer it
with no influencer.
Yeah, because then it's sort of like an outside. I mean, they are all doing it, but it's not like two people specifically that then everybody's going to come for after.
What I don't like is that when you do it without, because the influencers then pick who they're sending home based on what everyone thinks of about the rankings. And so some people, when they're doing their rankings, like the person they put at number 1 or number 8, whatever the end is, it's not necessarily that they think that person should win or go home. It's strategic. So without the buffer of the influencer, you could lose someone on a fluke.
Sure.
Like someone, like it could just be like, oh, well, I didn't know everybody was going to place them in the 8th place. Like, because I mean, an example is, I forget who, but somebody put Kat at like number 1, and they were like, because she's new, and I feel like that'll just throw the algorithm off. Yeah. So I liked the notion of getting the results and then having someone step in and appraise or pick from the results.
Sure. I mean, obviously this time was totally different because they were eliminating 2, and then the 2 who got eliminated, we had even a further twist then.
Which hadn't been done, and we didn't know. I'm so curious to see how Lisa and Jack are going to get on. I feel like they're still not long for this competition.
No, me neither. Especially because they have to keep catfishing, but now as like an old man.
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna.
And they have to do it together, which is also fun and interesting. I don't know. I was actually pretty fascinated by it.
Well, yeah, no, they're getting the twists and turns are working. They're certainly fun, but I was like, I just don't think it's going to be. Although, as an audience member, I kind of like that because the thing that I didn't like the most about the first season was so many people. I feel like the newer you were, the less
integrated.
Yeah, the people from the day one were the ones who went on the longest journey and had the most impact. And so I kind of like the notion of not losing any of the players and just shuffling them around.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, so I don't think we mentioned it. Did we say, that it was Emily and Lance?
Yeah.
Jack and Lisa.
Yep.
So they're now in the height difference.
Yeah, it really jumped out. It's hilarious, though.
And they're in a bright pink apartment now.
Yeah. Also, Khloé and Kat were 1 and 2, respectively, which is pretty. I like it.
Sheesh.
Yeah. What?
Mitchell, he just won't cuss for whatever reason.
Oh.
He won't swear.
Yeah.
He keeps saying sheesh.
I think it's all wrapped up in the Virgin Crucifix.
That's and the Bumblefuck, Pennsylvania, wherever.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotti. I don't know what that means, but impressed.
I assume just some sort of slang, but I don't know either.
It impressed Kat, so.
And then I feel like Kourtney might have had a real come to Jesus because he was 1 away from being in the blocked.
And he's been slithering around.
Yeah.
So
talk about a snake. Maybe you're the snake.
Yeah. So, I think that's pretty much it for this episode. So
yeah, I like the twist. I'm excited to see where it goes. I do wish it were a twist with different people. But it was cool.
Why didn't Bryant get to be a weird old man? It feels personal. I guess Savannah and Tara Alicia left too. So
yeah.
So that would have been hilarious.
The two of them.
Tara Alicia had to, oh my God. They would combine forces.
They would. Yeah. Almost immediately.
Conquer the world.
Yeah.
So that was their that was their mistake.
Yeah.
So okay, well we'll see you at some point in the future.
Yep.